Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Aviator Podcast. I am joined with Ethan and Ben.
Hi.
And my name is Evan. Welcome to the podcast. So, I'm Evan. I am just a tech guy here at school. Quite a bit of kids have heard of me, actually. It's kind of sad. I don't necessarily want to be extremely known, and that's kind of what's happening, and I'm not exactly a fan of it.
Is it a matter of popularity, or is it just you don't like the attention?
I don't necessarily like the attention. I'm not actually looking to be popular either. I don't like either, really. But
I mean, wouldn't this podcast boost that even more? Because you're bringing this to more people, making you more popular.
That's very true. If people actually do listen to it, and people actually know who I am now, it's kind of
Please don't walk up to us.
Don't. It's frightening.
We're all introverts. Please don't.
We're all introverts here, boys. But I'm also joined with Ethan. So tell us about yourself.
All right. So I don't know if too many people know me. I've heard people just call me the quiet kid, which is pretty accurate. I don't typically talk in class too much. I always look either dead or exhausted, which doesn't sound too exciting. But I just sit around on my phone when I have free periods and thought this would be a great idea. It was originally going to be a radio show or maybe a TV show that we were recording beforehand, but then I suggested that we turn it into a podcast, and that probably works out better for everybody involved.
Yeah, this was your idea to make it a podcast, wasn't it? And I think it's a really nice idea. It really just kind of adds the emphasis of getting a picture across, or not a picture, just an idea across, because there's no video, it's just audio, and it really can be kind of nice just to get the point out there rather than actually plainly just doing a video, because it can be kind of painful to have to plan out a whole video, get the video down, and do all that stuff. So what about Ben? He's here too.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I just exist. I don't really have much to say about myself because I don't know.
He's kind of quieter.
Yeah, I'm quiet like Ethan, but like a little bit louder.
Yeah, his voice carries better than mine.
His voice carries. Yeah. And I mean, we just have a plan of doing a podcast once a week, probably uploading Fridays. We haven't exactly planned out a full date yet, but we have talked about it is going to be weekly. We can tell you that much. And we also need topics. So please let us know some topics, because doing this weekly is going to take a lot of topics and suggestions. And who knows, we might be able to work something out with admin and get a topic box or something that we can do.
You could probably find guests for the podcast. If we can get more people on, that would be nice, because different people have different ideas and new voices, because ours typically don't carry, well, except for Evan's. But we might be able to get some guests in the future if we can pass that by admin, or if people are willing to.
That is very true.
There's lots of homework, and homework isn't too fun. A lot of teachers give different amounts of homework or different difficulties of homework, and that kind of just stresses me out. The whole you have to get this done before this deadline thing. I'm not too big of a fan of it. What makes you guys stressed about school? Because pretty much everybody, I think, is stressed about some part of school.
Well, I didn't realize this as a freshman. I'm a sophomore now. And as a freshman, we didn't actually have as much homework as we even have now. There is
just wait till you get to junior year.
Oh yeah, I can already see it coming. It just keeps getting harder, and I could almost say it's like exponential, going back to math. Hey, I learned something, Mom. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot of homework, a lot of work in general. There's a lot of classes that have just a lot of work, and there's several classes that have a lot of work. It's not just one particular class, it's almost all my classes. I can't get that across enough. It's just a lot of work in general, and it just keeps going. So, but seniors, they're not going to have work until college. College, like after summer.
They probably also have it the worst, though, because they have to do...
They definitely have the worst.
I mean, I have all college as a junior, I have all college classes right now. I have 5 classes I'm taking, and all of them are dual credit, which is kind of difficult. And getting home is just, I get home and then pretty much just collapse for the rest of the day, and then work on homework late at night after I've recovered, because I don't deal with stress too well. Yeah, it's kind of problematic actually. And I don't really know too many ways to relieve stress. Usually it's just sitting around and maybe playing video games or reading a book, which are all good ways, but I think there are some better ways out there that I could try. And they may not necessarily be like doing yoga or whatever, but it could be, I think there are some ways like that is easy to do and that you would usually do, and it can easily become a habit that will help you relieve stress. Would you guys have any ideas about that?
I have a great idea, but this is maybe probably just for me though. So, usually when I get stressed, I have a lot of late work or stuff that's past a due date or something like that. But the way that I deal with it is, I think of in my head like, what do I have to do? But while I'm thinking of that, I had also think about when I'm going to do it. So even if I don't do it when I say I'm going to do it, it still helps me relieve stress.
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that type of thing. You have to kind of plan out. It's time management. That's essentially what it is. All you have to do is just think about when, how, what you're going to do to catch up on missing assignments, getting caught up on upcoming assignments, homework, and there's a lot of things that stress. But sometimes all you need is just to sit down and even just read a book. You could play a game online. You could play anything. You could watch TV. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and there's different things that work for everyone. For me, it's really just sitting down and talking with my friends, just messaging them, texting them, whatever, and that really does help a lot of the time, especially when just you're going through a hard time, or you can be going through a lot of stress. There's a lot of homework, etc. It's just kind of hard to deal with all of it. And high school, it's tough right now.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that kind of ramps up stress, anxiety is especially bad. I personally have general anxiety, which kind of sucks because it means that I get anxious about everything. Although it might not be as like extreme as some cases, but it's still pretty bad. Part of it, like, it's kind of hard to deal with anxiety because usually there's prescriptions and stuff, but sometimes people just don't want to do prescriptions because sometimes they'll have adverse effects. Like there's one called propranolol, I think it is, that lowers your blood pressure, and in higher dosages may cause you to become like lightheaded, which isn't good when I'm driving because I'm already scared enough when I'm driving. But some ways to deal with anxiety. Just breathing can help. I personally don't typically breathe, like just take deep breaths or whatever until it gets pretty bad because I like to procrastinate, and that's what I always do. I'm just kidding. Because usually I don't think about it until then. But just trying to break a feedback loop, or the loop of thoughts in your head that's kind of making you anxious or making you have a panic attack, and talking to a friend and trying to get off the subject helps. Talking to a teacher, they're always there. Just make sure it's not during class, like while they're teaching, because that'll be bad if you walk to the front of the room and having a panic attack, and then ask the teacher if you can talk to them for a second, and then take a little bit in the hallway to calm down. While that would be good, it would be disruptive for everybody else in the class.
Yeah, you got to kind of sort out when you're going to talk to a teacher. You got to talk to teachers. That's something I've learned. My father has always told me that. Just talk to your teachers if you're going through a lot, if you're going through stress, if you have a lot of homework, if you're getting built up. It's hard to actually manage what you're actually going to do, and it's just hard. High school in general, it's hard, and we got to get through that, and there's a lot of things that can stress you out, but you just got to find that one thing that helps you through that, gives you a lot of time to just think about your stress, get rid of your stress, and just find something that helps you out. Just talk to your teachers. You can talk to your parents if you really need to. Just try to figure out something that can really help you out and calm you down in that aspect.
I guess it would be called an outlet for the thoughts. being able to talk to somebody or do something that'll help you forget what you were talking about, like help you forget what was panicking you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Well, what else is coming up in school? Because that, I mean, even just a school event can help some people out. Because, I mean, sometimes taking a break for something like a carnival or dance, which both are actually coming up for high school.
Yes. Homecoming dance for high school. What grades is it?
It is 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So
Oh,
all of
so-
high school.
Yeah, all of high school. Look at that.
You're not
Too
going?
many people.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, it's on Friday the 27th.
Yes, it is.
So
7
coming up
to
very
10?
soon.
I think it's 7 to 10. So be there. Definitely be there.
I probably won't,
Oh.
but
Am I the only one who's going to homecoming here? Like,
I
you
mean-
guys are terrible representations for this.
You know, I mean, if I have something to do or like people that are like friends that are going, I might go, but
Yeah.
that doesn't usually happen. So.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at Ethan
I have
over
no
here. He's
friends.
an introvert. Same with me too. Like,
Well, I am too. I just.
so we're probably not.
In the
I am.
the sophomores in the career studies class, if you haven't already, the 16 personalities test, I got 100% introverted on it, which means
Oh my
I'm not
God.
going to anything school related unless it's school itself. But yeah, I mean, there's not too much stuff coming up soon. I mean, they're having the volleyball games. I think the volleyball game is happening. At the time of recording, it will happen in the gym because I think they're finishing it soon. They kind of went back and forth on it, but last time I heard, it is happening in the gym. It might change any.
Well, they had a game this week for Sawtooth. They had at Sawtooth
Yeah.
for twice. So Tuesday and Thursday they had a game at Sawtooth. But maybe when we're publishing this, it might have been this last week. They might have had not softball, volleyball game. They might have had a volleyball game in the gym at the new campus. So that might be really cool if that is what happened. So hopefully they did do that, or if not, maybe they'll do it this next week. We never know. We might never know. Maybe it's always going to be at Sawtooth. We'll never know. Hopefully it's at our gym soon, because that would be really cool.
That would. All right. Also with school events, there's the school carnival the day after homecoming on the 28th.
Oh yeah, that's coming up right after that. Wow.
What are they doing at that? It
It's-
sounds like it'd be pretty fun.
Is it at the elementary campus?
I think it's here.
It is here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
It's from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on that Saturday
Saturday
Oh,
the
okay.
28th.
at here.
So
Here,
in 2
yeah,
weeks.
Aviator
building.
Street.
New building.
In 2 weeks.
So yeah, that'll be kind of cool if
Well, it's basically like a week and a day. No, it is 2 weeks. Never mind. I'm
it is.
wrong.
It is 2
Yeah,
weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks and a day. 2 weeks and a day because.
I'm not. Good
So
with
would that be
dates.
15 days? You can count down.
Whoa.
It would be a fortnight in one
Doing
day.
some. No.
Controversy. But the school carnival.
Speaking
I
of
don't-
controversy,
No.
No.
the Apple versus Android.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. So Apple event actually just happened. It was just about a week ago, a little over a week ago when this is going to be published. So yeah, it just happened about a week ago, and the new iPhone was released. How many Apple fans do we have here? Are you an Apple fan?
No.
Are you an Apple fan?
I honestly don't care. I didn't even watch the event.
And I'm an Android user.
I'm kind of neutral on it. I just don't like how Apple's
Yeah. Currently, I have an LG phone.
Apple operating system's kind of restrictive. I mean, unless you love Apple and that's your life, in which case you do you can get all the Apple products that some of them are overpriced. Like the stand, the computer, where they sold like the computer for like $4,000, the stand
yeah.
for $2,000,
Oh
and
my
like the
gosh.
keyboard for like $2,000.
I think it was $1,000 stand. It was like a $4,000 monitor and like a keyboard that was, I don't even remember
It was
how
like-
much.
$100 or no, $1,000.
Oh man.
They were really trying to get money out of it.
Oh yeah, the stand. I mean, yeah, it has the special features in this stand. No, it really
it's made
doesn't.
out of metal. Whoa!
Whoa! Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I'd say Apple overcharges for some things, but they really did change that with their newest iPhone. The base model is actually going to be $700, which is really extremely cheap, I'd say. You could definitely say it's the successor to the iPhone XR or the XR, whatever you want to call it, because that was a weird naming scheme. So they have 3 models: the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. What a name right there.
Yeah, just keep adding nouns to it, and eventually you'll get a good name.
iPhone 11 Pro Max 10R S2 17.
Bravo.
Yeah.
iPhone, take note.
It's the shape of a donut.
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah. Like
And then-
the bendable phone.
Oh yeah.
Don't bend your phones.
Don't bend your phone, kid.
And you can charge it if you put it in the microwave.
Some of my friends have actually stepped on their phones accidentally, and it's actually bent. It's a noticeable bent, but it still works, and it's weird.
Well,
I mean,
would that be
metal's pretty good at bending.
Yeah.
yeah,
Would that be durable, or would that just be
flimsily
survivability?
durable.
It'd be malleability.
Malleability?
Malleability, yes.
It's very malleable.
And the Apple event just happened. The new iPhone, they introduced like Apple Arcade or something, and
Just a new app store, question mark?
new App Store.
More overpriced than the last one?
Then they introduced like Apple TV Plus, which is actually really cheap. It's like $5.99, $4.99 a month. I don't know. Correct me on that if I'm wrong.
We don't
But
know.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
We didn't pay attention to it.
I mean, they're actually doing better on prices this year. I'm quite surprised, honestly.
What about Google? How's Google doing?
Oh yeah, Google. The Google Pixel 4 should be coming out soon.
Oh, I have the Google Pixel 2, and I think Evan has the Google Pixel 1.
Yeah, I have the original Google
Darn
Pixel.
it, I'm the odd man out here.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
What? You have an LG or something?
Yeah, LG.
Oh, you do
Still-
have it. Wow, I actually guessed that.
I mean, he just said, yeah, I
Yeah,
have an
said it a
LG.
while ago. I said
Oh.
it before.
Oh
Yeah.
well. Oh, I'm kind of
It's okay.
embarrassed now. Okay.
We're all
But-
embarrassed sometimes in our life.
Yeah, Google Pixels are actually notoriously amazing phones because of the stock Android, so no preloaded like programs that are from a manufacturer, not a manufacturer.
Manufacturer?
Manufacturer does not load any like bloatware on their phones, which is really nice. It's stock Android, so nothing weird on the phone.
Those people who don't know what bloatware is, could you explain that?
Bloatware is like
Talking about me.
bloatware, for example, is Samsung Music or Samsung whatever, something like that, where it's just something that is part of the manufacturer trying to boost their stats or whatever on a certain device, trying to get more users and trying to get more spread out more. And Google has only, I guess you could say, bloatware in quotations by Google Plus apps or Google apps, whatever you want to really call them.
Yeah, but we still use those on other phones as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost all Android phones have these apps, and that's what is stock Android is. It's on every single Android phone that has like proper Android, and it's really nice. I have a Google Pixel 1, and you have a Google Pixel 2. You already have great experiences
Yeah.
with your phone.
So I used to have a Phoenix 2, an LG Phoenix 2, it's a dinky little smartphone that works, but not like amazingly. It's just kind of okay service. But I broke it because by dropping it literally 3 inches onto the ground,
Oh,
and the screen broke.
oh man.
A third of the screen just cracked, and there was cracks shooting all over it. I got glass shards on my finger from using it for 2 more days because I'm stubborn. And I finally ended up getting a
Pixel 2.
Pixel 2. First thing I noticed, I tried to press the button on the back, but it's not a button, it's a fingerprint reader.
Oh yeah, they
That's
have
pretty
those.
Cool.
And they're actually getting rid of that on the Pixel 4
Why?
because they're going to have a new system of technology where it's face unlock. They're saying that it's going to be just as good, if not better, than Apple's version of face unlock. And from what I've heard, it actually is really quick. They have a sensor on the front, so it knows when you're picking it up, so it can turn on the cameras on the front, so it actually can unlock with your face almost immediately.
Does that mean that they can steal your phone if they just kidnap you and then unlock your phone with your face?
They could just take a picture.
They
of your
could,
face
but they're
and
actually putting in like certain features that they can tell that you're picking it up. You can tell that whatever, and it's
would it be like telling you to make a certain facial expression?
It's just like,
no, it's just going to be unlocked. So it's going to have iris scan. It's going to have facial portion features. It's going to be very, very detailed, but very, very accurate, and it's going to unlock pretty much every time. So if you're in bed, your head's in your pillow, it's going to work just fine. And
I mean, what's faster than the fingerprint?
They're saying that it's going to be.
Oh, I mean, fingerprint. I just put my finger on my phone and immediately it unlocked.
Oh yeah.
Not even a second later, it'll open up to wherever I was. So if they can have it where you just look at your phone and then it goes back to where you were instantly, or it just unlocks your phone, then that would be actually pretty cool. I would consider buying that.
Yeah. And I don't know what the price is going to be, but so they just came out with a Pixel 3a like in April, and that one was actually a cheap alternative to the Pixel 3. It had a lot of same features as the Pixel 2, so it's a Pixel 2, but with the same camera, with the same features. It's a really cool phone. It's a lot cheaper. It was like $300 cheaper than the original, and Pixel 3, and it was a really nice phone. It was very, very successful. Most of the Pixel sales came from that phone, actually. So it was a really good phone. I never actually owned it. I never have touched one in person. But it's been really cool. They've been successful in the past, and they have really good camera features. That's why I like them so much. They have, even the Pixel 1 is almost as good as the iPhone 10. The iPhone 10 is a really good camera, and this just uses the same technology that Apple just announced in the Pixel 11, where it takes multiple pictures.
Apple just announced the Pixel 11.
What?
Oh.
It's okay.
Not the Pixel 11, the iPhone 11. Mm-hmm. The iPhone 11 has a really good camera system where it takes multiple pictures before you even press the shutter button, and it pieces them all together, and there's a really good display, a good capture. It has the same thing. It's in the form of HDR, but it's HDR plus, they call it, and it pieces together multiple pictures, and it's a really, really quality image, and even the zoom is amazing because of the digital zoom rather than whatever you want to call the other zoom. It's just a hardware zoom, and it's the software that makes it amazing. It's not the hardware, and that's what I really love about the Pixels. They're really quality. They are stock Android. It works basically better than any other phone in the past, and that's what is really nice to have in a phone.
But I feel like whatever phone you want, it all comes down to your opinion.
It does.
So whatever you enjoy more.
If you like Apple, then you go for the Apple ecosystem where it's a ton of Apple products. Apple has a product for everything, and that's something I find really cool. They just came out with a credit card that you can use.
It's like they're like a mild version of Nintendo, except and probably like less monopolized.
Yeah, that's true. Apple came out with the credit card, the Apple Card, and there's like no fees on that. It works with all your Apple products. It's Apple Pay, but in form of a physical card, and that's something that I really find really cool.
Soon they're gonna have like the National Apple Bank of America.
They are. I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool how they do it. So, and with that, I think that's almost all of our time. I think that's all of the things that we really need to talk about.
Yeah, that's all the things that we had written down that we needed to talk about. So plus a little extra.
Shh! Don't give away our secrets.
All right, I'm sorry.
Come on. All right.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this amazing podcast.
Amazing is a little bit of an
amazing first podcast.
Amazing
So
first
good.
podcast.
Yeah, this is our first podcast.
First podcast ever. I don't think any of us have even done an outside.
We invented the podcast.
We invented the podcast. Yes. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hope you guys enjoyed. So we'll be back next week with hopefully better results than what we had
better
this week.
podcast.
Thank you guys so much.